And welcome to my channel all about accountancy, where we convert your accounting problems into solutions. I am your host Professor Tanmaypvttutor, and today I am back with another episode of Subsidiary Books. If you do not know, subsidiary books are subdivisions of a journal, and if you are a larger organization, it is always better to maintain a lot of subsidiary books rather than maintaining a single journal. By maintaining subsidiary books, you save time and you make future reference easy. 2 weeks ago, I started with a concept called cash book, and I told you that a cash book can be further divided into simple cash book, multiple column cash book, and petty cash book. I have already taught you what is a simple cash book. We have talked about a multiple column cash book. Today, I am going to teach you what is a petty cash book. So in petty cash book, we know that a cash book is a book which records cash transaction. So records cash transaction, and the word petty means small. So a petty cash book is a book which records small cash transaction. Now the word petty is relatable. For me, petty might be 2000 to 3000 rupees, and for huge organizations, even 1 lakh rupee can be a petty expense. Now a petty cash book is handled by a petty cashier. So before telling you who is a petty cashier, let me explain who is a cashier. A cashier is a person who handles cash. As simple as that. So a petty cashier is a person who handles petty cash or small cash. Now what does that actually mean? A petty cashier will handle only such cash transactions whose amount is very small, 10 rupees, 30 rupees, 100 rupees, something like that. So a petty cashier looks into petty expenses. Pay attention over here. A petty cashier looks into what? Into petty expenses. A petty cashier has nothing to do with income. Even if there is an income of 50 rupees, it will not be received by the petty cashier. It will go directly to the main cashier. A petty cashier is not entitled to receive any income. A petty cashier is appointed only to pay certain expenses. So as I told you, a petty cashier handles petty expenses such as stationery, postage, traveling, refreshments, etc. So the tier goes something like this. There is an owner. An owner will appoint a cashier, and a cashier will appoint a petty cashier. So all the workers, employees will go to the petty cashier to receive any sort of expenses. For example, if the clerk has gone from Borivali to Churchgate, the travelling expenses will be reimbursed by the company, and such reimbursement will be provided to you by the petty cashier. And last but certainly not the least, a petty cash book has two systems. So either impressed system or non-impressed system. Now what does this mean? An impressed system is a system in which you start with a fixed amount every month. For example, if a petty cashier starts his first month with rupees 3000, all the months are to be started with rupees 3000 only. If the petty cashier does not have sufficient funds, the funds are to be demanded from the cashier. However, in case of a non-impressed system, no such fixed installment is required. For example, in the first month I started with rupees 3000, and in the second month I already have 2500 in my hand. The cashier can order you to start the month with that remaining balance only. The cashier might not pay you any money to run the entire month. So in case of impressed system, the opening balance is fixed. However, in case of a non-impressed system, the opening balance is fluctuating. So if there is a non-impressed system, the petty cashier will not demand any money from the cashier. However, if it is an impressed system, the petty cashier has all the rights to demand money from the cashier to make the first installment proper. Clear? Now the format of a petty cash book is not at all similar to the simple cash book or to the multiple column cash book. Secondly, in petty cash book we are only going to see about expenses. We don't have to talk about incomes over here. So without any further ado, let us look into an illustration and then I'll show you how to draw the format. So we are going to do this sum today. The sum says, prepare a petty cash book of Tulip and Company for the month of March 2018. Correct? So we have to draw a petty cash book. So let us see how to draw a petty cash book. The first step remains the same. You have to write the name of the organization and the name of the book. So I am going to write petty cash book of Tulip and Company for March 2018. Now normally for a cash book we divide the page vertically into two equal halves. But in this sum we do not need equal halves because we are just going to focus on petty expenses. I don't want to know what are my incomes. So for drawing the format we will be requiring a lot of columns. So I have actually not counted the columns, but I will show you how to draw the columns properly. So let us see how to draw those. So the first column over here is the receipts column. Receipts, rupees. After receipts I have to make a CBF column which stands for cash book folio. CBF, cash book folio. After that I have to make a column for date. After date we have particulars. After particulars I have to make V number. So from here my payment side is going to start. I have to make V number, which stands for what? Voucher number. So I am going to write VN over here. After that I have to make a total column. This is for your total expenses, total payments. After this you are supposed to make 6 columns. How many? 6 columns. So let us see what are those 6 columns. So the first column I am making PS, printing and stationery. After PS, TC, traveling and conveyance. Then REF, which stands for refreshments. Then sundry expenses, which is SE. Then LF, which you know stands for ledger folio. And the last one is a ledger column. So receipts, CBF, date, particulars, voucher number, total rupees, PS, that is printing and stationery, TC, that is traveling and conveyance, REF, that is for refreshments, SE, that is for sundry expenses, LF is ledger folio, and LED is for ledger. Now the headings of these columns can change as per your sum. Some people like to make a lot of columns, but as you can see my entire board or my entire page is full. I don't have space for making more columns. So I'll settle at the minimum number of columns, and this column, that is the sundry expenses, is like the others column. If you do not find your heading over here, you can directly put it under the sundry expenses column. Now after writing the headings, let me draw the lines. So I have drawn the lines and I am ready with the format. But before getting into the sum, let me give you a simple idea of how does a petty cash book work. So at the beginning of every month, your first step is to bring the balance of the last month into this month. So last month's balance CD will become this month's balance BD. Other than that, if you need extra cash, you have to demand that cash from your head cashier. And after that, all you have to do is make payments and payments and payments. So a petty cash book is all about payments. So at the beginning, you will see a few items on the debit side. Otherwise, you have to put everything on the credit side. So to teach us this, my sir taught me a song. He used to sing 2 bye 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 bye, which means that the first 2 to 3 transactions are going to be 2. Which means they are from the debit side, and other transactions are from the credit side, hence bye 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 bye. So it is going to be buy printing, buy stationery, buy advertisement, buy refreshments, etc., etc. But to remember, it was always to buy. I know it's a bit silly, but it is catchy at the same time, and that is how students remember things. So at the beginning it is going to be to, and after that it is going to be by all the way till the end. So let us see how to do the sum. So our sum says on 2018 March 1st we have an opening balance of rupees 2500. So as it is an opening balance, it is going to be balance BD. But before that, let us write the date and year. So 2018 March 1st to balance BD. Now as this is to balance BD, it should come on the debit side, which is 2500. Now if this sum would have been an impress system sum, then I would have demanded extra cash from my cashier. For example, if my opening balance was fixed at rupees 3000, then I would have called for extra money from my head cashier. So I would have written 500 to cash account on the first date itself. But this sum is not an impress system sum, this is a normal sum. So let us go with the flow. The next transaction is 5th of March, paid for pen and books, rupees 25. So I have paid for pens and books, that is for stationery. So on the date 5, now my credit side is going to start. I am going to make payments. So everything is going to be by whatever your name is. So by stationery account. Again I am writing short forms because I don't have space. So I am going to write the amount in the total column first. And after the total column, I have to locate the actual column for stationery. So the first one is printing and stationery. So here it is going to come. And dashes in the other columns. If I pay for traveling, it will come under traveling and conveyance. If I am paying for refreshments, it will go under refreshment. So on and so forth. After this, the next transaction is paid for carriage expenses, rupees 150. So the date is 8 by carriage expenses account, amount is 150. Now carriage will not go under printing and stationery, neither will it go under traveling and conveyance, nor under refreshment, nor under leisure, which means it has to go in the sundry expense column, which is 150. Now as I told you, the sundry expense column is the others column. If you cannot find the proper heading, you have to post all your items in the sundry expense column. Clear? Moving on to the next entry. Purchase snacks for client, rupees 225. Now snacks are equal to what? Refreshments. So anything, cold drinks, tea, coffee or any other type of snacks are always considered under refreshments. So I am going to write by refreshment account over here. So 13th by refreshments account. The amount is 225 and I have a separate refreshments column. So I will write it under the refreshments column. 225. Moving on. On 19th, I paid cash to Kim, rupees 130. Now this transaction will go under the ledger column. Why? Because this transaction is not giving you the reason. I paid money to Kim. I don't know why did I pay it to Kim. Hence, any transaction in which the person is important and the transaction is not, such transactions go under the ledger column. I have paid cash to Kim. I don't know why. As I am paying the money to a person and that is the only relevant information, I have to put it under the ledger column. So the date is 19th by Kim's account. The amount is 130 and as I told you, it will go under the ledger column because I am giving it to the person and the person over here is the only relevant thing. I don't know why am I paying the money to Kim. In such situation, you have to post the amount under the ledger column. Next one, paid for traveling, rupees 30. So date 22 by traveling expense account 30. Now traveling will go under traveling and conveyance. without any doubt. The last transaction, purchased postal stamps for rupees 270. So the date is 29 by postal stamps account 270. Now postal stamps are not stationery. Please do not keep that in mind. Postal stamps go under postage and telegram account. But we do not have postage and telegram anywhere over here. So I will have to put it under the sundry expense column, because that is the others column where we put all such items which cannot be assorted. So 270 goes in the sundry expense column and the other columns get a dash. Now we have come to the end of the sum. So just like cash book, we have to close the petty cash book as well. But the closing system is a bit different. In cash book, what we used to do, we used to take the total of debit and credit side and memorize it. Here you don't need to memorize it. You can directly take the totals over here. So I am going to take the totals of the credit side and write it over here. So take the totals of all the columns. The last column is 130. Okay, this is LF. This is 420, 225, 30, 25. And what is the total over here then? 830. After taking the total vertically, please check it horizontally as well. It should tally vertically as well as horizontally. So 25 and 225 is 250. 250 and 30 is 280. 280 and 20 will be 300. 300 plus 400 is 700. 830. Our total is correct horizontally as well as vertically. After this, I will write 31 by balance CD. We don't know what is the balance yet. And after this, I am going to take the total. So as we all know, 2500 is the greater total. So I will be writing 2500 here as well as over here. So 2500 minus 830 is your balance CD. 1670 is your balance, which will go over here on April 1st to balance BD. So we have to again restart our new petty cash book, because our new month is going to come now. So the balance CD becomes balance BD on the next day. This is something which is not new to you, because we have seen this in cash book as well as in multi-column cash book. At that note, I think we have completed everything. Again, the headers of these columns can change as per your sum. For example, if your sum does not have traveling charges at all, you can completely omit that column and make some other column. For instance, we needed a postage and telegram column over here for these postal stamps. So if I don't want to make a traveling and conveyance column, I can make a postage and telegram column in that place. But keep it as minimalistic as you can. With that said, I have come to the end of today's video. If you have liked today's video and if you also like my teaching method, please give this video a thumbs up, share my video, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a new upload. I upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday. If you have any queries or suggestions, you are free to use the comment section down below. See you in my next video. Till then, this is Professor Tanmaypvttutor signing off. Good luck and take care. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye.